All right, welcome back to MH Blackwell. Well, it's the United States of America. It's Thursday. So you know what that means. A couple days ago, some kid went and took some weapons and shot up a school. Four people died, I do believe, two students and two teachers. Terribly sad situation. Condolences go out to everyone. Do not want to make light of the situation at all because it's not something to be made light of. But I'm not surprised at all, and I don't think anybody listening to this video was surprised at all because that's the culture that we live in the United States. So, having shared those condolences, let's get to the very different treatment that people in circumstances like this and situations like this get. Why are people so surprised? Because apparently this happened in a suburban area, not crime-ridden area, and people just don't understand. You're going to hear about mental illness and obsessions with video games and all kind of different reasons and justifications for why this 14-year-old boy got bullied, because that was what his father said, got bullied and was snapping because he couldn't focus on his school. But why is the gun there? And isn't that what everybody goes through? But we know what it is. It's too much. It's mental illness. Now, do I think that what is inevitably going to be said about this young man is true? I have no doubt that anybody that would go and do what he did has some screws loose and probably have had some screws loose for a while. But that is not the first instinct that people get when, say, what happened in Louisiana just this week when a young boy who was 10 years old shot an 81-year-old man and that man's daughter. Wasn't mental illness. He was probably irresponsibility on the part of the parent for having the gun out there. But the 14-year-old kid, they're not, even if he is a 10-year-old kid, they're not going to talk about a mental illness related to him and go into great details and do studies on him and find out what exactly made him go find that gun and kill those two people in his very own house. You don't wonder why people in poor neighborhoods do it. They do it because that's who they are. When it happens in these communities, it's because, hey, there must be some screws loose. I'm going to go through the updates and all that, but that's just kind of the mindset that I want to get you into before we do that. And remember, again, it is just like it was with the epidemic of crack cocaine versus the epidemic of the opioids coming from major pharmaceuticals. One is a character issue. The other one is a drug addiction issue, a mental health issue, something to be cured, something to be worked on. People, victims, they are victims, but no, these are, what did Joe Biden call them? What they used to call them in the back of the night? Super predators. The ones out there killing people like they are crazy. But let's just see, let's put it to a test and see whether or not you start hearing this in this, let's look into this. Live updates. Suspect's father owned the kind of rifle used in the school shooting. Here's the latest on the investigation. The victims, the suspect, the investigation. The suspect was charged with 4 counts of felony murder with the Georgia Department of Investigation said in a statement. His first court appearance will be tomorrow at 8 a.m. The shooting suspect, Colin Gray, told the shooting suspect's father, Colin Gray, told the Jackson County Sheriff's Department investigator in May of 2023 that his son, then 13, had been picked on at school. According to an interview transcript obtained by the New York Times, the problem had escalated to the point where his finals were last week, and that was the last thing on his mind. His suspect's fathers told the investigator that he was teaching his son about firearms and outdoors to get him away from video games. To get him away from video games. That's why I taught him to shoot. Don't play those video games that ain't hurting anybody. Let's go find something to hurt in real life. Let's get away from Call of Duty on the game and pick up one, right? Justification. Oh, that doesn't seem like a good decision. Why would his father do that? Oh, what a poor, unfortunate boy who is going to get charged as an adult now. You better believe it, because they're going to throw the book at him if they can, right? Put him away for a long time, whether or not he claims the insanity defense or not, right? Because if he claims insanity, which he probably will, then, that's going to be a risky proposition. You don't know which way that's going to go. Juries, my understanding is, don't look upon that favorably. So you may wind up, and then even if you do, you're going to probably wind up spending the rest of your life in a hospital, but better a hospital than the present, I guess. But let's continue this. So let's see if there's any other reasons to feel sorry for him. Suspect's father told investigators last year that he didn't know anything about his son making online threats about a school clipping, which the boy had denied. Because, of course, last year he had threatened to do some things back in right. See, this 13 because he had been picked on. He thought he was going to shoot up a school back last year in May. And he said, his father says that he didn't have open access to the weapons. So, it's going to be the father's fault. It's going to be a gun issue, right? It's something we need to control the guns. We need to, I sound like Trump saying that, but control the guns. No, the issue is just violence in general in society, and the fact that we just have that everybody's killing everybody everywhere. And do not be surprised at all if you keep weaponry in your house that a child may use it for what it's intended for. Your child does not ask your permission to eat your food out of the refrigerator. It's okay. You forgive them for that. You're going to be surprised if something that is like an actual is going to be in your house, that they're not going to do something with that. And you're teaching them to aim and use it and encouraging them to use it. And being surprised that maybe if they have anger management issues, that they may go use it. Hey, how about this? And look, if you keep typing that, I'm going to take the guns away from you. That was the punishment his father had. But anyway, very sad thing. People had asked me what I thought about it over on the boxing channel. And again, I think about violence in America like I think about rain in April. I think about it like I think about violence in America like 100-degree days in Texas. You know what I mean? Okay, how long before it happens again? Because the fact of the matter is that we are human beings, and that's kind of part of our nature, and I think sometimes we hold ourselves to standards, these standards of being so civilized and so beyond it that we don't think people are capable of that. This young man is the same person that you would reward for going and joining the military and doing the same thing to a whole lot more people off in some other country where it works for the good of America. And that's something you encourage, call it bravery. It's a soldier, but then this man strikes out on his own. He still sees, well, hey, this we know that we're being encouraged often that doing it, hey, if it's for the right reason. So what does he see in his mind? Well, hey, you were mad at me. You did something bad to me. You made me feel bad about myself. You embarrassed me. You humiliated me in front of all these other people. Hey, I'm going to turn your lights off. Makes sense to me, right? What a major leap to get from here to here. It's almost like you don't really see people as being human, right? And your problems and your feelings being so much more important than theirs. It's almost like they're a bug that have been biting you. And of course, I'm going to slap the mosquito. That's a mental health issue. It really is. But it's also the same way if you hear it from King Von, or if you hear it from kids in Inglewood and Chicago, or where is this particular place? This is in Georgia. Jackson County, Georgia. So, hey, man, same thing as people out there in Fulton County in Georgia, right? But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.